It's time for the third and final lot. I'm not gonna sing everything. It's time for Visionary Villa, the third lot and thereby final lot of the family fun stuff lot bin. So this house is pretty peculiar. Has a big pond, which I'm going to make shiny, as you can see right now. It has a big pond and a almost kind of like, it reminded me of a boat. The behind the backside of the house with the kind of the foundation over the pond. So it's actually quite interesting. I decided to keep the pond as an add-on. On Tumblr asked me if I wanted to remove it and make something a modern one of my fake ponds of it. I was like I was like, nah, maybe not. I'm probably gonna keep it. But I did make I'm gonna make a very modern villa out of it. It's gonna be a lot of slanted roofs and interesting, well, just an interesting roof in general. And I kept everything in. That's why this is going to be a very long video, because both because I didn't edit anything out, and also because whenever I record I have my windowed screen. I always play The Sims in windowed mode, 1600 by 900. At the top left I will have my Bandicam screen and I can see how long I'm recording, and on the right I usually have like Netflix or, you know, YouTube or whatever kind of over, so I can watch something during. And but halfway through I think I minimalized Bandicam, so I had no idea how long I was recording, and at one point I was like, and I'm done, and I checked, it was over 2 hours, and I was like, oh god, that's gonna be half-hour footage, but oh well, just have to live with it. And I just decided, you know what, last time I split up the footage from Ode to Habitation, and this time I was like, I'm just gonna keep everything in. I can't be bothered. So this one's going to be very long, and as you can see how this roof is very complicated. What I'm trying to do kind of have flat parts and then some roof parts on them, and it was quite tricky. I think it's very interesting for a change to see me struggle with this kind of structure, because I wanted to, you know, use different textures and have different parts, and I kind of want to have a roof garden, or, you know, just some plants on the top. And I'm also trying to pick fences for the kind of the deck, sorry. And at one point it started to remind me of the lot that I did for a challenge for the Garden of Shadows, build a room, decorate a room challenge, yeah, something like that. And I made this house on a lake, and it was very pretty. And I never shared it, and I'm not planning on sharing it ever, because I want to keep that to myself. But it eventually, this house started to remind me of it, so I hope that people who really wanted that other house might be happy with this one. I don't know. So yeah, I was still a lot of struggling with this roof. Those diagonal walls gave me a little bit of headache. In the front of the house I removed one diagonal wall, made it straight. I try to keep the floor plan as much as close to the original as possible, but sometimes I will just, especially with diagonal walls, I will just decide I need a straight wall because the roof is just going to be a disaster in this little area, and it did. So I think I eventually settled for this roof, but you kind of get this open, yeah, I don't know, kind of a tray on top of it, and it just didn't work. And then suddenly I remembered I can use the bullprop constrain elevations false cheat. And if you've never used that cheat, I'm going to do it right now. What you basically do is you kind of make a lower like this. You make the same levels, amount of levels. So this is the 3rd floor, technically a 4th floor, and you use a cheat to make the other wall as low as that wall. You basically shrink the wall. You do that by dragging a floor from point A to point B. So this way I can get like a sort of a floor on top of it, so it doesn't look so open. So there you go. Now I got everything covered. Like if you want to read more about this cheat, there's like tutorials I think on Mod The Sims, and maybe like even videos on YouTube explaining how it works. I'm just explaining it right now because I don't think I've ever used it in one of my videos before, but it's a very handy tool, and probably the only tool if you want to have like different heights of walls. Because now I can have that entire area kind of closed off instead of having it open, which just looks a little bit weird. And technically you can also use like some of the, not the foundation tool, but like the, God, what's the name? It's not the foundation tool, but the platform? Podium tool. But that will not look right in neighborhood view. I think it will look like there's a hole in your ceiling. So yeah, let's not. So this is finally the floor plan and the roof plan that I settled for. It took me a while, although 7.4. Not even half an hour, but still a pretty long time. But I thought it would be interesting for once to see me kind of struggle with that. I decided to use some of these gray siding, and at first I wanted to use the white kind of trims, but at one point I was like, nah. So I really like combining different textures and different materials in a lot. So we have some wood siding, and I also decided to take this kind of stone on some parts, and then there will also be parts that will just be concrete, so you get kind of different textures, different colors, make things a little bit more interesting. You can see I'm removing the siding because I didn't really like it that much. It looks really weird with all the brown windows still, but I will change those, don't worry. So there we go. It's very tricky with the concrete, especially. I've already explained this, that the light outside has different effects on walls, floors, and also stairs. So while originally the shades may be the same, if you put them inside, outside, then just look like a big mess. It's very annoying, but that's just the game, and we'll just have to live with it. To find a good one, good for the one for the top. I just went for more gravel. I was like, you know what, it looks fine. Just go for gravel. This part is going to be, well, it just went by very fast, but where I put the dark flooring on, that's going to be kind of a roof garden, self-sustaining garden, so I just chuck some plants on there. And now I'm going to do windows and doors, which of course are going to be from the Panorama set, which is probably my favorite window set when decorating houses like this, with the modern style. These are very handy windows because they have all these little pieces that can connect to each other, so you can make your windows as long as you want. You can make them go around the corners, the glass, which is if you studied art history, you know that was a very big deal at one point, that glass went around the edge of the wall. Some modern houses in from a particular movement. I don't know what the English word for that movement is, but yeah, that was a big deal. It looks really cool, so I think I will do that in the kitchen area. We'll see soon. This house has a lot of different rooms. As you can see, there's like a kitchen area, there was a dining area, there's like 2 sitting areas, or maybe 3 sitting areas originally, and like a playroom there was. Oh no, there was no dining room. The dining room was in the kitchen, but I changed that. I kind of threw myself for a loop with this floor plan. In the next videos, you will see me struggling trying to figure out what to do. So I'm very happy these windows fit on diagonal walls. I was very scared that that was not going to happen. Sadly, the corner pieces don't really work, so yeah, eventually this is what I ended up with, kind of a sort of big triangle, glass triangle, which looks quite cool. But I figured that these might look a little bit better. Just a lot of glass. If you are rich, you tend to have a lot of glass in your houses. And, you know, heating is no issue. So yeah, this is where the part I'm going to do like a corner piece. There you go. So the window, the little stripes, the white thingies at the bottom line up exactly in the corner. So that's how you end up with nice corner windows. It just looks so pretty, looks so cool. More windows. And a little corner. Yeah, this set, it's called the Panorama set. It's by Wide Open Eyes on the Sims Resource. It's a very big set. There's also like single, there's like different ones. I've only, in this lot, I've used like the 2 windows on one wall, or there's like 3 sections, or the big ones. You got counter height, like to ceiling height ones. There's a lot of them. There's sadly no like privacy windows though. That's kind of disappointing. But yeah, definitely recommend that build set. It's very cool. They only come in one color though, they only come in white. And I think they also all have the clear glass. Or maybe that's an edit I made, I don't remember. I remember that one time I made a very big clear glass edit of a very big set. And I don't remember which one it was, so it might be this one. But I can't remember. But now on to the garden. Already started a little bit. So this garden is going to be kind of like the garden that I made in Ode to Habitation. Kind of has the same flora. So I guess I was very much in the mood for kind of mountainy pines and rocks and all that. I had the biggest difficulty with the fences, and you know, the back of the lot is like near a small like pond thingy, so it's unsure what to do, so I didn't place any kind of, you know, fences around it, because I thought that might look a bit weird. But yeah, I kind of kept it open at the back. I didn't really know what to do, so I was like, you know what, if someone wants to put a fence there, like, be my guest. Some shrubs. I really like those connecting trees. I don't know if they are very prevalent in other countries, but there are quite a lot of houses over here that have trees like that. It's kind of to shield your garden off from onlookers. Oh, my screen went black. No. Oh, I got images. So I'm using rocks, of course. I really like them. I say that every time, but they look so good when you put them near the water and you leave it in the water. It looks so cool. So yeah, I use these particular stairs. They are from the Castaway bundle. Technically they are of course not the most modern stairs, but I quite like using them. But because I don't really have any modern sort of open outdoorsy type stairs, I could technically use some of the ones that came with the game, but I don't really like those. So this is the part where I struggle with trees, because I actually quite like the idea of having sort of a pathway that was covered by trees. But it just didn't work out in this particular garden. I might use them in the future. In this case it didn't look that well, but then I came up with this great idea, which is placing these particular kind of trees in front of the fence, and it looks so cool. I was like, oh! It was a complete accident, but a good one. Now on to trees. I'm actually going to use a couple, one tree. This one. That's a tree from Skyrim, I think. Fine, give it back. Yeah, this one. The weeping willow, or just a willow tree, I don't know how. And it's very pretty. I actually used 2 of them because they look great. So, and the rest of the garden, it's actually going to be pine trees. You will see soon. I'm trying to do something with these cypresses, but you know, I am in love with these pine trees. So yeah, it's going to be pine trees, pine trees, pine trees. It just looks so good. It made me want to go to that hood, which name I always forget, and I'm going to look up right now during the edit. Who cares? Sims 2 vacation hoods. No, no. Damn it. Oh, give me Bon Voyage, also good. Oh, it's giving me custom stuff. I don't want it. No. Give me. Give me. Let's see. Let's see. 3 lakes. People are screaming in the comment section. Let's call 3 lakes, you stupid shit. So what have I done? Oh, I've put some nice terrain paint around everywhere. Put some nice plants right now. Some more trees because trees are good. So I originally wanted to go with this kind of brownish terrain paint, which is just from the game itself, and actually looks quite nice, but some parts were darker brown, and I actually settled for a completely different terrain paint, which you'll see soon, or maybe in 10 minutes, I don't know. Don't remember how I did this. Because I have this kind of redwood mulch. I think that's even the name of it that I wanted to use. And I also have this particular kind of terrain paint that's called Pond. And that actually looks really good around the pond, so I use that one. Yeah, so this is the redwood mulch that I really dig. And it looks so good, but I had some issues with this particular terrain paint because whenever I exited, because after this part, I exited a lot, extracted, went back, all of the terrain paint was gone. I was like, what the? So I closed the game, did the remove unused terrain paints in the LUT adjuster, booted up the game again, placed the terrain paint back, and this time it's stuck. So I don't know what went wrong the first time, but I will assure you that this time both versions, the unfurnished and the full version, will have all of the terrain paints. I don't know why it went wrong that first time, but this time it sticks, so. Oh man, it looks so good with all the shrubs. So yeah, I decided not to decorate everything. I just kind of kept the mulch visible and the rocks. And it looks so good. Like, I'm very happy with this garden. And I decided I kept the whole, you know, those sweeping plants. I decided to put some of the big mumbo jumbo grasses with the two-tone colors, the brown and the greenish yellow. It just looks so good. Some of the smaller ones also kind of a yellowish color. It's just such a different color palette than I usually use, and it looks amazing. And it really makes me want to go to Three Lakes, because I kind of want to do that. Kind of want to have that vibe over there, but maybe by the time I enter Three Lakes, I will have a totally different thing I like. I don't know. I also wanted to put a couple of flowers in, and I was thinking about using these death bells from Skyrim, but just not. They were just a little bit too big, and the plants were a little bit too dark. So I think eventually I settled for a couple of wild anemones. I don't know how to pronounce it in English. And I found these awesome. I got these awesome Skyrim Dragon Age Inquisition flowers, and these are the Dawn Lotuses. And I was like, yes, they look perfect. And I also got these little pine needles and little pine cone deco thingies, so I chucked them everywhere. I really like that idea. So cute. So there's some things going on a little bit everywhere, and I put these awesome little thingies. Don't know what their names are, but they fit in just perfectly. And they're just give that a little bit bright, that little bit white going on. I'm having difficulty talking. Blah, blah. Yeah, these are the anemones, I don't know. Just a little hint of pink everywhere. So pretty. Couple of mushrooms, because they just feel, I don't know if they like being in the sort of redwood mulch, but I just feel that I maybe get like a little bit soggy and a little bit warm. Some nice rot going on, which mushrooms really like, so. And some more Dawn Lotuses, which look beautiful. Beautiful Nurkey, you're amazing. You never watched these, I think, but thanks for converting the flowers from Dragon Age Inquisition, because some of them are genuinely amazing. So that was pretty much the garden part, and then I realized, oh dear, I have the interior thing going on. I totally forgot, so that's going to be the rest of this video, which is going to be about 8 minutes, I think. I can't really see, but I quickly decided to change the outdoor path. I really like these sort of stones, so I decided that maybe that would look a little bit better outside, and it actually did, so. And then I came into the trouble of what kind of archers I'm going to use, because this house is very arch heavy. And it was quite tricky, because I think I eventually settled for the Tokyo ones from Windkeeper, which means another build set. That's the downside. The Panorama set does not have any archers, I think. It doesn't even have, or does it? I think it does have doors, but they are not as tall as the windows themselves, so that's kind of that's kind of a bummer. And they also I think there was also like clear glass or something, so they're just kind of pointless like for a bathroom anyway. I tried to use the Bari set because I quite like the doors from the Bari set, but the Dari one does not fit on the diagonal wall, so I was kind of like, really struggling. Oh, maybe some Tokyo doors then, and then I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna use a simple value door with the white color from look at me struggle. Stupid little bathroom door. I think I eventually set up for the white color by I forgot, but from Leafish, I think I got them. Fancy Lamp, I think so. So it's just a very nice clean white color of that door. And that just looks modern enough. And that also means, you know, I won't be needing another build set in this lot. I already have the Panorama one and the Tokyo one, and I think that's enough for one lot, you know? So the interior is going to be quite a lot of concrete, but also wood, because of course. I wanted to use these funky tiles first, but eventually that just didn't work out. So I really love them though. I use them in the Blue Water Village Micro Mall, pretty much everywhere. They're just so cool. And now I don't know what to say anymore. Just waiting for me to pick the floor that I used. So yeah, I decided to go for a wooden floor instead of concrete, because I felt, you know, it's kind of in that area. You notice how that particular hotel in Twin Peaks, which is just wood all over, that's always the kind of vibe I get whenever I see those sort of mountain range like lodges and chalets. Just I'm like, oh, that's the Great Northern from Twin Peaks. No, that was definitely not the vibe I was going for. Oh, that could be interesting, but I decided to go for wood floors and concrete walls. Because I love concrete. So there we go. I did decide to put like some wood. That's a stair. Decided to put some wooden walls somewhere, but a lot of the wooden walls I have are just too dark. Didn't really match the flooring. Like, I don't need everything matchy, but it needs to be like within the same range. Otherwise, it's just gonna look weird. So I actually quite like this wall by trapping, and but I eventually chose for this one, which is kind of has these panels or tiles. I don't know how you would call them, and I just put them everywhere and nowhere. Like, I will change them in when I start decorating a little bit, but it's more of kind of a vibe that I was going for. So the bathrooms and the kitchen are both gonna get the same tiles because I found these awesome looking dark tiles. Not these ones, but they really, you know, give off that kind of, yeah, these darker, kind of that natural vibe that maybe those stones are like locally resourced. Who knows, the whole blah 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 blah. If you ever watch one of those shows where people with a lot of money go build a house like in the middle of nowhere and they're like, ooh, locally sourced inlaid glass, or ooh, that sort of my god. It's a good thing I don't have like a set budget within I try to decorate my game, because I would fail spectacularly. So a little roof garden, self-sustaining, just the same plants, because I just couldn't be bothered to put anything else there. Just a little bit simple, just a little bit of green. There we go, looks nice. Nice and simple. Still I look great. It still looks like a boat from behind, but who cares? Oh, it looks so good. I'm really happy with this one. Of course, I have to do the ceilings. Also the same concrete, but it has to match. So yeah, I'm very pleased with this house, and I hope you like it too. And the interior is going to be pretty cool. Although I will be struggling with the whole what am I going to put where in the next videos, because the floor plan is a little bit odd. Let's put it at that. Nice concrete stair I think I'm going to put in, or wooden one, I can't remember. No, it was concrete. Wait, I just gave away a spoiler. Yeah, put it in this one. It just looks awesome. And that's pretty much it for this video. That was long. Next one's gonna be as long, I think, but see you in the next one, where we are going to attack the interior. See you then. Bye bye.